Hello guys, my name is ShuriBear. I will teach you how I speedrun Ninja Gaiden. This is a different kind of tutorial than Sinister 1 and Arcus already made. I will try to make as comprehensive as possible. I want to show my visual cues, my audio cues, and everything I use. This means this is not the most optimal way to speedrun the game, but I have a decent time in this game, and if you want to achieve such a level of a speedrun, I recommend watching my tutorial, because I think I have a really good visual cues and audio cues that are not being discussed in those tutorials. Don't get me wrong, just watch those tutorials from Arcus and Sinister 1 as well, because they are very good. They will also be in the description. Talking about that, the time codes will be in the description, and also my socials will be in the description. So if you have any questions regarding the speedrun, you can hit me up via Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, whatever. Just hit me up. And if you're already there and you think I helped you out, then please consider following, because that helps me. That will be amazing. However, before we start, I want to say a few more things. Like, this is not a complete beginner tutorial. This is more like an intermediate / advanced kind of tutorial with a lot of kind of tricks. I assume that you already played the game before, so I'm not going to say any of the core mechanics in the game, like walking, slashing, that kind of stuff. However, there are some things I want to start off with, and then we are going further into tutorials. So let's get into it. And before we start, as you can see, there's on the top here at the webcam for the inputs, so you can see what I'm doing on my controller. Plus, I have an input reader made by Pitch Zero. Also running. It's not 100% accurate, but that might help you out as well when you are not able to see what I'm doing with my fingers. Like when I'm like in meshing like this, I will go over that in a little bit, then you will understand what I mean. So normally speaking, when we start a run, we reset and immediately mesh start. The reason for that is because there's a global cycle on power up, which means that if you later, you do not get always the same kind of RNG. At some points, if you're like always having the same problems, for instance, let's say Hammer Brother is really annoying you at certain part, which you really can see in, for instance, 2-2, then you might want to change that around with that and adjust your way of starting the run as you go. For my skill level, meshing start at the start is the way to go. So first things first, is the wall climbs. Like, as you can see, I'm holding A, and if you press left and right real quick, you will just climb the walls like this. Some people like to use their callus, some people like to use their tip of their thumb. Either way, what works for you. Personally, I know that my callus can do more faster reps and faster and better movement, but I do not have the time in a run to adjust it. I always use the tip of my thumb when I speedrun. So take that in consideration. Look what is best for you when it comes to these climbs, because ladder climbs is not the worst, but when you really want to cut off time, you really need to get what ladder climbs going as well, which are a little bit different. You make more of this kind of motion. Everybody has a different way of doing it. That is how I do it. And the second thing is the meshing. If you want to slash normal, as you see, you did not get a lot of hits in if you just press B. And that is not good. At the end of the game, we have the Jaquio and the Master Shrimp. It's very important to hit those bosses as much as you can. And the way we do it is that if we press down and B, you already can see, if we just do it this way, it goes a little bit faster. But we want it even more fast. So what we, or a lot of runners do, we put the controller on a surface. Some people use their leg, some people use their chair. I like to use a book, because I think this is a super awkward position for me. This is, yeah, I do not have big legs, so it flops all the way around, as you can see. So I like to use a book for stabilization. Other than that, I'm using my left hand, which is this one, to use the directions of Ryu. Let's reset it real quick, so we do not die. And I use it for the A button to jump. With my right hand, this one, I just press down and B. So you're going like this. But what we do with the addition of that is we are going to use our shoulder muscles, our biceps, triceps, and our forearm muscles just to tense them. And you're going to, as you perhaps can see on the webcam, we're like vibrating. And what that does is that we get hopefully the most muscles in. Just want to say that do not overdo this. If you're going to practice Jaquio or the shrimp at the end, Your muscles can get really sore. I actually strained my muscle here yesterday, so probably my meshing is even going to be not as good as normal, even though I'm pretty inconsistent at it, but you will see. We're going to use it down a bit like this. And it's very important when you do this that you also press down enough. You have to find out what works for you. For me, it works better if I have the feeling that I prioritize my thumb for the down button input. Otherwise, you can get a lot of those. You hear that swoosh sounds when you slice? If you do not press down good enough, you'll get a lot of sounds but not actual hits. So take that in mind. What I'm going to do for these tutorials is I will show you how the stage is played, and then I'm going to explain what I'm doing it, and I'm going to try to explain to you why I am doing it. So let's go. Okay, so the first thing what we do here, and then we do that in every stage we enter, like, because it's super important, is unsheathing the sword. So what we do is just jump and press B. The reason we do that is because the hitbox of the dragon sword, the reused weapon, is very unreliable. So that way we're a little bit more sure it's reliable. And here we already get like the first trick of the game. You do not want to be like this. That's super slow. So we want to do either the jump over, like this, and reuse iframes. This will still lose you 0.3 seconds, but I recommend this one for beginners, so you do not reset that much. However, if you want to go for a faster kill, you can go for this, and that makes it a little bit easier, but it is a little bit harder. Here we want to have, like, on the apex of our jump. As you can see, we want to use this backboard, and then at the apex of a jump, we press left. So after that, we can press right and be on this platform. It's super important. It's important that you not press left too fast, because then you will fall down here. See? Also, something to take in consideration. You see that dude underneath Rio right now? You have to do either two of things. And that is, one, kill the dude. And two, if you miss the dude, what can happen? Be fast enough that he not throws his knife. Because otherwise you have to wait for the knife or get a damage boost by the knife. And that is not what you want. So if we put this together, it would look a little bit like this. And that is how you kill them. So here we're going to do our first kind of clip. It's not a hard one. The only thing you do is hold A and the direction button you're going. So we're, in this case, we're holding right and then we're going to jump and hold it. I like to hold it until I am on the platform and then we continue. This is literally just killing it. The dudes. I recommend always being as close as possible killing the dudes because the hitbox is super finicky in Ninja Gaiden. Now we are here. And now we want to be on the right side when we boosted this dude. The reason for that is that we get a damage boost to the right. Otherwise we get a damage boost to the left. And that will actually be slower with one exception. If you get this one, you will save time. But even Arcus is not going for it. It is super RNG heavy. It is dependent on your axle, your Y axle, and on the axle where the last enemy who got killed was. So it's super hard to get, and yeah, I do not recommend it. I recommend just going for that right boost, and just go for that, man. So we do that just to get the spin slash, which is the best weapon in the game. So now we have the spin slash, boom. And now when we're going down, normally there will be a dog, if you're fast enough. So what we want to do, we want to fall off and then use spin slash after we're surpassed that lantern or lamp or whatever you want to call it. Because if you not do it, boom, you lose spin slash, you have Art of the Fire Wheel. I mean, this is fast, it kills all enemies, but it's not faster. So be wary of that. And as you can see, here we boost. You see these, what we call Mike Tysons under here. And normally I jump. Normally I jump when that Mike Tyson goes from the brown background to the gray background. So if we just tie this all together, boom, we get this, and we can continue. We jump over this dude, and here once again we want to do a late jump and then do the clip. This is not a nice save state, so I'm going to be a little bit more like this, because if you do it, you will jump over this biker dude. If you jump a little bit too early, you will get screwed over, and that's not what we want. So we're just going over like this. And now we're just going to kill, so like 1, 2... I have a little bit more Nimpo, so 3. You want to have 10 Nimpo at the end of the stage. So here we enter the first boss. I normally jump from here. You can see kind of two visual cues. You have the one beneath Ryu's feet, which is like a bottle, I believe, or whatever that is supposed to be. Or you can use the table that is above Ryu. I like to use the bottle. So when Ryu is like instead of with a bottle, I jump and jump again. You want to do it the spin slash as well, so you get like this fast motion. When you come down here for the first time, be sure that Ryu hits his feet on the ground and then press A, B. If you not do that, and you do a slash like that, you lose 0.3 seconds and it is just super frustrating, and then you have to do it like this, and that's not something I recommend. So now that we finished this one, we're going to do 1. This is a very interesting. Stage. The reason for that is because there's already a backup here that can be very helpful. So here you just follow along what I'm doing. But here this comes the nice thing. See, I missed the Nimpo here. There's a 5-po here. You want to leave this screen with 25 Nimpo if you can. But just imagine we missed that one. Boom. I'm just going to despawn it real quick. We have 20 Nimpo, and we're like, crap. We missed 5 Nimpo for the rest of the stage. You can do like a backup strat here, where you fire it. Now I'm a little bit off because everything goes in like a sequence, so be sure that you get these Nimpos, get the fire, get this Nimpo, kill this dude. We got it, but for... See, we get the tempo. And now that's also where you can get it. Also, you saw that I'm doing the ladder climb here. It's not necessary, especially as a beginner. I do not recommend focusing on that. There are points to work on first, in my opinion, that could be better, better spend your time with. This will go better with time. So when we are here, we're just going to jump, late jump, and get this Nimpo. Jump here, and there are 3 ways to go to do this part. The first one, the easiest for beginners, is jump here, jump there, jump there. But that is slow. Then you have like the left clip, where you're going to be like this. You hold A button, press left, and you go further. But then you also have the right clip, where you're going to jump a little bit later, click on A, hold A, press right, and jump. This is a little bit faster than the left clip, and that is why I recommend learning that one. If you want to learn the clip here, It's not a hard clip, so I would say just learn it. Here we have to spin slash again, and here what I just jumped is super important. Here it is very important to jump at the crack here, where Rio's standing right now. If you're not doing that, you jump like this, boom, you die. And if you're too late, you lose precious seconds, and you will get blocked by this thing here, and you lose precious frames. So I recommend jumping on that crack. So when we tie this together, you get this. Very easy part if you know what to do. So jump on the crack, jump, jump, slice, 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 and then a late jump here. Now we're going to a rune that is deceptively hard, because you want to do it as fast as possible. We want to go up here, and this is very important so you do not lose any precious frames, and that is hold up for like 2 frames, and then you can hold left already. You have to, this is enough to go to the next jump, and then to the other next jump. So go up for 2 frames, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, or whatever. So you want to take this as tight as possible. The thing is though, as you already saw just happen, you can lose your momentum, and that's really ruins your run. Then that happens, and that can really suck to lose a run like that. So be aware that you press the direction button first, and then hit the jump button. If you do it the other way around, you get this. You will lose your momentum, and you will probably die or lose time, which both are very frustrating for things that you, but you can prevent, you know. So when we have done this part, we come here. This is the same thing again. Hold up for 2 frames and just walk. Here we're just going to kill a few enemies, and we get this item, the swag star. You might think now, why are we going for the swag star if the spin slash is the best weapon in the game? And that is a very good question. The reason for it is in 2-2, which is, we're almost into that, there's another spin slash. But this will preserve our Nimpo, and Nimpo preservation is very important for this part in my opinion. So if we're just going to do this, we get this final Nimpo, this 5-po, and then we're going to end the screen. And that's 2-1. So this is 2-2. So we already do like a swag star thing here at the start. I screwed that up, but if you just do it like this, you can do it very fast. And at the end of this screen, you want to have 20 Nimpo at minimum. So you're not like having any insufficient Nimpo. However, if you're not fast enough to do the up B at the start, you can just do this and just be a little bit slower. It's not the end of the world. And otherwise you might die a lot. And be sure if you kill this last enemy. Okay, I did not expect that one to spawn. If you be sure to be close. Being close to enemies is very important in this run. And yeah, be sure that you lose Nimpo. If you like have that problem where you lose 10 Nimpo, there's miss 10 Nimpo. You can get this 10 Nimpo right here and just go down like this. Now there are a few ways to end this screen. You can fall like this and go for it and try to time it, or you can do the frame perfect free fall, which I do not recommend for beginners. It's frame perfect as the name suggests, and it's a little bit hard. So let's see if I can do it. See, that was already pretty good, but that is what happens if you screw it up. You will go to the next screen, but you break your neck. So that's not what you want. It's super hard. I'm not trying it for a moment right now, but there it is. That was the frame per free fall. I clicked to the ladder and we go go. And the plus side is you save time, but it's super risky, so I would not recommend for beginners. If you want to really shave off your time, of course you can go for it, but I honestly do not recommend. Anyway, if we just go further, you can like jump a little bit around this part. This is like, you can use the, I'm not sure if this is like a volcano where Ryu is jumping right now, because there's like, it seems like to be a crater, but this is what I use as a visual cue to jump and make a circular motion with my D-pad almost. Like you probably do not see it on the, yeah, you do see it. Like I press down for like a few frames, so I make a circular, oh wait, I make like a circular motion like this with my finger. You can see it right now on the top right here. So be aware of that. Here there also you can go like this. That is super risky, or risky. It's super hard, I should say. Or you can just flip flop. It just saves a little bit of time. As you can see, you do not have to get this. I would say it's a mosquito. You do not have to get this, but this is extra HP, so it doesn't hurt to get it. But what is more important is getting this fire, because boom, we're going to here, and we do not have to be afraid for all these enemies. Especially this last one can be annoying when you try to kill it. So I recommend trying to kill it and go for it. And if you do not get it, I recommend just wait a few seconds. Just imagine that I did not get it, wait till he turns around, and then go slice. That's a little bit easier. There is a way to kill it without the fire wheels, but it's super risky, and I do not recommend it. Although I've done it a few times, it's more because I'm like, okay, what do I have to lose? But that mosquito has points, so that doesn't matter. There's a small clip that you can do here, and so you're a little bit faster, but it's a super inconsistent clip. We think it's sub-pixel dependent, so for that reason, I'm not going to cover it. If you want to see it covered, you can watch Arcus's tutorial. Here, you want to try to do one or two more climbs like this, but you have to be careful. I hope I can replicate it. Because you can clip through this ladder, and that's something you have to be very wary about when you're speedrunning this game. There are spots, especially with ladder climbing, where you can clip through and then lose time or even die. But now that I'm trying, I'm not going to get it, but every time in a run, it screws me over. It's kind of funny. Anyway, just trust me on this one, you do not want that to happen. So after this, we're going to do a nice damage boost. So we're going to cling on this wall right here, go to the right, and you see a crack in the floor right now, right here. Well, we're going to step over, and then we're going to the right and boost. The reason we cannot boost immediately is because the screen is locked. To unlock the screen, we have to be over this part, and then we can jump. That's the only reason, and this is like a very simple jump basically. If you're a little bit slower on timing, it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that your feet are going over the line and then you go back. That's the most important thing. And right here, that's basically memorization of where to jump. I hope the hammer row, yeah, he's working along. So here we get the spin slash again. Got a few more nimpos there as well. For this, I like to use the visual cue. Because you see like the mountains in the background where it's going into like a V shape. Where Ryu is all around that V shape, there's where I spin slash. The reason for that is because this is a fire wheel. By the way, I'm not sure if I already covered it, but if you do down and B, you do a spin slash cancel, so you do not spend 5 nimpo. We're going to utilize that more into the run, but not for now. So nimpo, get this, get the spin slash, slice here, slice there, slice here, be in a V shape and jump. You can get this nimpo if you want, and this is literally just jumping. Now we have 25 nimpo, that is over excessive. You want to have 20 nimpo, 50 nimpo is possible, but not recommended. So if you have 25 nimpo, you can just do 3 spin slashes. You need 10 nimpo at the end of the screen. You can just spin slash, spin slash, spin slash, and go. Normally speaking, you will do 2 spin slashes and go. Normally the enemy is a little bit more on screen, but I kind of screwed it up, so that's my fault. And there's also one where you can like do a super late one and kill every enemy. So that's what you do with 5 Nimpo. But it's super tight. And then you will kind of get that effect if you miss it. So it's very important, in my opinion, for especially for beginner runners to have 20 Nimpo. But yeah, that is basically 2-2. So here, as you can see, we have the enemy on the left. He has a flail, and we are going to use the background. I'm not sure how to name this part in the background, but I used kind of the rocks that are on the background. You see like a nice bezel on the downside of the wall, and a little bit up there you see a few bigger rocks. If I'm between the second and the third rock, then I'm going to jump. So it will look like this. And then we jump just normal again. Just like we do with the first enemy. Here it is very important that you not jump too early. Otherwise that happens. The fiddle gets killed basically. But you did not kill the enemy. So it's very important that you're very into the to the boss here. So it will look like that, and you can continue. So 3-1 is all about holding the right button and knowing where to jump. This can be super finicky at the start, and it doesn't matter. Or, of course it does matter, but it doesn't matter if you're not able to get it. It takes time to get used to the controls and get confident at it, and that's completely fine. But I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So here I want to be super close to these enemies, like boom, when you're going down. When you're almost touching the enemy, you hit the B button, so you slice. And then you kind of immediately jump again. So, and boom. See, I'm super close to the enemy, and then I kill. Because if you do not do that, you might be getting screwed and not get the hitbox to cooperate with you. So here it's very important that you at least get some Nimpo. Because we need 5 Nimpo for a trick in the screen. So that's 5 Nimpo, that's 10 Nimpo, that's 20 Nimpo. That's more than enough. So here we already have it, but there's still one thing I want to explain. Because I use a visual cue to know where I am constantly have to jump. Here I jump like, there's a small concave once again on the floor. And that is what I use to jump as a visual cue. So I'm 100% sure that I will not fall into the water, because if you're too late with jumping, like right here, see, if you hold right, you fall into the water. So that's not what you want to do. You want to jump a little bit earlier at that concave I was talking about, so you will be able to get this. And this is a very important trick, because this stage does not have spin slash. This is one of the few stages, and we have to kill the boss in a very annoying way. Here we jump, and now we're on the, you see like the trees in the background, right? So you have 1, 2, 3 trees, and when we're on the third tree, we just try to throw it and go. That way you get that fire wheel or that fire power up, and you can just go kill these enemies, throw with fire, and just hold right. There's a little bit faster way at the end there, but this is a little bit safer, so I like to implement that a little bit more now. So yeah, that's how I recommend it. What I like to do at this cottage cheese stage is when I see the enemies spawn, on the right side I jump. So, on the right side jump, okay, kill, jump, jump, jump. Every time when I'm touching the ground, after that spawn, I like to jump. And what my goal is here, depending on how good my hoarding of the Nimpo was in the last stage, is try to get 42 Nimpo at the end. This is not the optimal way of having the Nimpo, but this allows you to have backups when the third stage boss does not do the thing you want him to do. So if we just wait till it spawns, boom, kill, and jump. That's how I like to do it. Be close. And when you're falling down here, boom, kill that enemy. Get close to it and kill it. However, be wary that that mummy that I just killed can throw a sword if you're not on a nice cycle. So keep that in mind. Anyway, then you just kill the other mummy right here. Boom. I'm just going to save there. And here you just want to be sure that you get enough Nimpo. Here's 5 Nimpo. I want to show you which Nimpos you can use to get to that 42 Nimpo, just in case that you really need it. There's a 5 Nimpo here as well. There's a 10 Nimpo here. And there's also a 10 Nimpo at the Butt Clench Cliff. So here you have enough to do something like that. So use your imagination, use your math to see what works for you. So what I normally do with 32 Nimpo is that I get 10 extra Nimpo and that's it. I'm not going for the 2 times 5 Nimpo because it's a little bit harder. There's a little bit harder trick to get that this 5 Nimpo if you want to do it optimally. See, because if you jump like that, you will have a bad time. And you have to do it like that. And that's pretty darn hard, or harder than it should be. So I do not recommend it. Now we get to a very important jump here. Because if you screw up at the jump, you will get like this or something. And you will get hit. That's not what you want. Or you get like that. Or if you jump too early, you will get something like this. And then it will really ruin your flow. So what I like to do is, when you see on the snow on the background now on the floor where the bird on the right is, I use this visual cue that you see on screen right now to be sure that when I jump like that I will get a kill. So once again, you just want to jump late and hit B very late. That's what you want to do all the time. And now we get at a very important cliff. And there are a few approaches to do this. Once again, just like in 2-1 with that clip, there's a beginner strat, a intermediate strat, advanced strat in my opinion. The beginner strat is just to jump over this cheetah and just go kill and go into the boss room. The intermediate one is just to jump late, kill the birds. Normally you get boosted if you have really nice RNG and you were very tight. You do not have to get boosted by the swords, dude, but it's rare. You will probably not see it a lot and you should not count for that. And that is how you can get in the boss room. Or if you jump on time and do a sword cancel, because when you cancel, also the hitbox of the sword from Rio gets bigger. Then you can also do that. But it's very tight. You have to jump right here and boom, get it. I do not recommend it for beginners. It's a very hard visual cue, as you can see. Or not a hard visual cue, but it's hard to like align everything at the same time. And also to make that fast down B movement. So here we have our boss. There are a few patterns with bullets. What we are aiming for, let's see, it's not that one. We want to have like 2 times not having bullets at all. That is what the cycle I am on. And the cycle depends on your in-game timer. That's also important why you get the right stuff. Okay, so we need to get 103 on our in-game time to be 100% sure that we're going to be there. Okay. So here we have this boss. This can be a very annoying one. I'm personally using the standard kill. We also have the quick kill and the quicker kill. Quicker is insane. Quick kill is already insane. Standard is already hard enough. So I recommend going for this one. So what we want to do is like, you get the startup screen. And you immediately want to jump and throw fire twice. So like this. You turn around, slice, and then you want to do another flame, so he gets up there. So, and I use the L bricks in the background as a visual cue. So be wary of where you're standing. Otherwise, if you're too much to the left, you will get damage boost. If you're too far to the right, you will not get the damage in that you want to. So that's very important. Turn around, flow fire, and jump. Face to the left and throw the last 3 fires. It's very important that the fire is still on screen. You see a fire on screen right now. That means that I cannot throw another fire. So it's very important that all those flames at the start hit this boss. Otherwise you will not be able to do the rest of the run. So it's very important to do this whole sequence perfectly. Otherwise you will not get it. It can be that you have like 1 damage left. Then you can just, or 1 HP left on the boss. In that case, you can just throw another fire wheel on the spot where I am right now. That is why I have extra Nimpo, just to be 100% sure that that happens when I'm doing that. So here we have like one of the things that I think the only runner that use an audio cue here, and that is because there's also a perfectly good visual cue, but I screw it up myself. I will show you the visual cue and the audio cue that I personally use, so you can judge for yourself. So what is important here is that we get this first few kills. You want to jump a little bit like around here. You see another concave on the floor, and you will just jump. And you will, the timing on this is a little bit tight, but you will get it. It's kind of when you almost hit the ground. So as you can see, we just make 1 smooth motion, kill that dude, and then get the spin slash. Very important, we have to keep this till the rest of the 4th stage. There is a backup in 4-2, I will show it to you. It's not recommended. So here we just jump and slice, so we get a tempo, spin slash, and did you hear that ding at the end of the song? Ding. And that note is where I jump. So that is my audio cue. The downside is if you're not like on the normal kind of pace that you normally are, in this part it will not work. Like for instance, when this happens, it can happen because of annoying RNG. That is not that weird. So let's imagine that, right? There is still on the middle of the floor here, where I just marked it. That is the visual cue that you want to jump at. So maybe around that. You will use the left foot of Ryu to jump like that. And that's super important. I'm not good at it, but as you can see, I can get it sometimes. If you do not get it, normally you will fall down like this. It's not the biggest kind of deal. You will lose like a second, but it's not the end of the world. You just spin slash, it just normally boosts. So let's glue this all together. Jump, slice, and here I have a visual cue to jump over again. You can also see that it aligns Ryu's right foot with the latch, but I like to use Ryu's left foot on when it surpasses or is on this spot right here. For me it works, and that is what is everything about visual cues and audio cues. My visual and audio cues might differ from yours, Don't hesitate to experiment and look what works for you, because everybody has different reaction time, everybody has different ways of perceiving things, and that's super important. This is a part where if you want to, you can do the climbs here. This is a part where you can easily clip through. I'm actually surprised that I didn't actually clip through at least once. But if you're not feeling comfortable about it right now, or you want to focus more on the run first, I just recommend just do this. Hold up. There's nothing wrong with that. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. So, that is not a very bad screen, honestly, the big letter screen. Right here, you can just jump like this if you want to. This upcoming screen, there are a few approaches you can do. You could just walk up, go to the left, right, and go. And kill this, wait till you kill the cat, and boom, end of the stage. What you also can do, and that saves around half a second doing the bird boost, but it requires wall climbing, so you will just do something like that, only a little bit better wall climbs, but I'm inconsistent with them, so I'm not the best teacher about that, but that's basically it. So here I have a few. This first part already has a lot of cues. This whole part. So what I did here is I have a visual cue here for jumping. You see a big black hole in the middle, right? When I surpass that, that is when I jump. And then just kill the enemies. And that is my audio cue. So I'm going to sing along. I'm not the best singer, but it will give you an idea what I mean. Na 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 na. See ta 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 ta, and then boom. And that works kind of all the time. Some people use visual cues here. For me personally, the music is always works better for me. The visual cue screwed me over during marathons, so that's when I was like, okay, I do not want to die at this spot that much anymore, so how am I going to do it? And I found that audio cue. Downside of the audio cue is you have to be fast. You cannot change it at all. That is bad RNG. You get this Nimpo, and here's where we are going to cancel for this extra Nimpo and get on the bridge. Here we have 5 Nimpo just so you want to cancel, slice, and the rest is just basically just killing these things on the timing. My timing there was not good. So like I said, you're going to cancel here, get up here, and if you're lucky you'll get it like this and you have 10 Nimpo. In that case you can slice here, let that one go, and wait till this one jumps and do this. And that makes it a little bit easier for you. But if you're unlucky and you get bad RNG like this, you have to slice. And then you have to cancel this bird right here. And that can be a little bit finicky, you have to be fast. But then the rest is like this, so it doesn't really matter. Here you just get close, and here you late jump, and then also do a late slice in the air. If you, for whatever reason, lose spin slash, here's a backup spin slash. Keep that in mind. Also, here's the tempo, we're going to get that. And here I use, oh, I should not have done that, but you see in the background, you see like a little bit of white outlining, right? That is my visual cue to jump on this thing, jump immediately, and then I press left, hold A, press left, and you will get damage boost. After that, I always hold up, so if I'm like a little bit like this and that did not get a fully boost, you will still get through the level transition. So here we late jump, 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 boom. See? If you do this in a very rapid succession, oh, so long like that, but in a rapid succession, boom. you will get there. And that's the end of stage 4 too. Okay, so when we are loading into this zone, you hold left and spam the A button. The reason for that is that you will not fall down to your death. As you can see, I'm spamming the A button, go. And here, we use a clip. The clips here, see, that's not that's what happens if you're not going for the spam. You just hold the A button, hold, and then go L. And when you're surpassed the ladder, you hold right. That's it. And if you can do some ladder climbs, be sure to do them. Not necessary, but it saves a few frames. And here's just like the other part, where you just have to go up 2 more frames and you can hold left just to get on this thing. You do not have to go all the way up here. That will probably lose you a second. And here you want to you see already like the brown wall. When Ryu is just on the light side of the brown wall, you're going to spin slash. So, like this, and jump. And you get a damage boost from Mike Tyson. That should work every time, and then you just flip-flop. And just jump over him. Just walk down. And yet, I jump when Ryu... Oh, go away, go away. When Ryu is on the health of the shadow above him, that's why I normally jump and do the spin slash. On the half of that, and jump. Try to be as close to the motor dude, so you will not get screwed over by, like, if you jump too early, that happens. You will not get on this platform, which is very important. Be sure to fall down, jump, spin slash again for an extra nimpo, and go to the next screen. Here again, go 2 frames up. 1, 2, go. This part is all about timing, so what we want to do here is we jump here. We cancel this dude by just pressing down and B, so you do not lose any nimpo. So down B, spin slash here, down B, 1, 2, 3, spin slash, down B. You can also spin slash there, but I will show you what you do next, and just boost. And you also want to be sure when you did this part that you jump over this dude, kill that dude with spin slash, and boom, get the damage boost. Look, you should jump early enough. If you jump too late, as is depicted here, you will get like this and you will get screwed over. But if you jump over him, you can just do this. I have no visual cue for that, that's just pure feeling. The bullet boost is not that hard. This is one of the few screens where you cannot go 2 frames up, go to the, and then just do the rest. So what I recommend is just when Ryu's head is like this, you can jump on it. See that when Ryu's head is going to touch the brown background, that is when I jump. This can be a very annoying one. I cancel here, boom, and then I jump into that enemy so I get boosted up that pillar. And this is why I like to have that 5 nimpo, because it makes this part easier, like this part. If you do not have that nimpo, the Hammer Brother that I just killed might be able to screw you over, because he can throw the knives. And when that happens, you will get like back boosted and you're screwed. So here you just want to cancel, jump into him, kill, cancel if you want to, and then just walk off. And you only need 5 nimpo for this boss. This is not a hard boss. This is literally press A and press B. If you have to spin slash. The hardest part here is just utilizing when you press A. If you press A too early, you lose time because you think you jumped, but you didn't. And if you're too late, yeah, then you just lose frames. So it's not hard, just A and B. That's it. I'm not going to be too far into depth in this one. So here is 5-1. This is where it gets extremely hard. So we just hold right, go, and we try to manipulate. As you can see, that hammer brother right now in the right bottom right corner, he fell down. Whereas Ryu standing right now, there is where we are going to do a manipulation. And if we do it like stand in a certain position for a little bit, we try to lower the hammer brother so we can boost off of him. I would just show my visual cue, what I use, but it is super finicky because it's super hard. Because it's like a few frames that you have to stay at that position. But there we go. And see, if this does not happen, just do, what I like to do is just do 2 wall climbs on the right, left, right, and just go. But as you can see, boom, damage boost. Get this, get that. No, get this. Here we kill for the Nimpo. Kill those enemies, all timing. Get close. Here you want to be at the rock and just jump. So, I want to show it one more time. The rock jump. Be close. There's a rock in front of me. Jump right there and do an AB. That's the easiest way to do it. Get that tempo. Get this. Get that. And here we are going to do a bird boost, which is pretty darn hard. Sometimes I still screw it up. There are multiple endings of this bird boost, so I want to cover both of them. The most important thing here is that we are getting close to that enemy and slice it. Just for the setup for the bird. We jump over that enemy that's coming right after it. And we jump immediately to boost. That is normally what we want to do. As you can see, it can be a little bit tricky. Try to jump a little bit late and try to slice late, so we should get a boost. Like this, that can also help us a boost, but it's not reliable at all. Got this boost. Jump when you go to that black spot. Throw. That was the bad one. So you stay in between the pillars when you get like that kind of bird spawn. Kill it. And now I know I can do this one and just damage boost and throw a swag star. This is a swag star that is not in any tutorial yet because it's not the most recent, but it is a relatively recent trick. You just have to learn how to read the birds. You'll get better at it. And get that tempo, by the way. Very important. So here, I jump normally when Ryu's front foot surpasses this crack, and then I jump and I hit B as late as possible so I kill that one mummy enemy. So you want to jump here, late kill, get the Nimpo, kill this, get this Nimpo, jump on that crack, and here we get the spin slash and go. The thing with this is though, is that this is the only spin slash in Act 5. So be 100% sure that you do not lose it, because if you lose it, especially 5-3, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Normally I like to flip-flop here and do some jumps like this. Now we get this part, cancel the bird and get this Nimpo. At this point you want to have 60 Nimpo, it's super important. So cancel, cancel, and go. At this point you want to jump as late as possible, because if you jump early, as you will see in a second, the bird will hit you. Because you're not fast enough, see? And you will lose precious HP. Like, birds are the most painful thing in the game. So you want to be sure that you're not getting hit by it. So be sure that you jump late. Now we get at a very interesting screen. I love this screen. It's a lot of fun in my opinion. But it can be frustrating for beginners. So allow me to explain. You see here like the jumper, right? And at the apex of his jump, we're going to approach him, and at the apex of his jump, we're going to do a spin slash. So we hit both. Let's say that they are dancer enemies. So be sure to set the apex of a jump, and when it's about to drop down, hit A and B, so you kill it. And you get 5 Nimpo back, so if you do it correctly, you will technically not really lose Nimpo. And now, immediately we're going to another interesting part. And I'm going to show it you one more time. Then I ask you to close your eyes. The screen will be completely black and I want you to listen carefully. Okay? So here we go. So if you hear it correctly, you hear tum tum tum, tum 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 from the cannons, right? So when you hear the first tum, you press A. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is like the rhythm. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when the first cannon hit, that's the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And when it goes back to the circle, to the 1, you jump again. So, which is basically another cannon. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll always be able to go to the end here. So you do not have to kill the bats. This is also a way of doing it, and it can be safe, but you lose 5 Nimpo. And Nimpo in Act 5, in my opinion, is super duper important. So I will recommend going for that. This is a very tough screen though. This is the end of 5-2, and there are some challenges. What I recommend, and what I'm going to do, if you have like 1 more HP extra, you can do like this trick where you cancel this one and basically can kill this one as well, and you just drop down and boom, boom, bam. But that's not what I like to do. What I like to do is just jump into this one, get the extra HP and go. Okay? So it's super important that you boom, get this, get that. And then you have enough HP, normally speaking, for 5-3 whatever happens. If you screw up or anything. And it only like loses you probably like 0.6 to a second, and it makes it a lot more safe. This part, there are 2 ways you can basically do it. I'm not going to recommend full gates of hell, but you can do it that way, or you can do it this way. And the last one is the lemon drop. And the thing is like a lot of people have problems with the timing of this, but what I do in my head is I say ninja, and so nin is what I'm falling, and ja is what I'm pressing left again. So it's ninja, and then I go back. Ninja. It's not 100% accurate, but for me it works. Once again, ninja, and go. Flip-flop here. I like to stand on the edge of this, get an Nimpo, and then try to do the bird boost. But this is a finicky one, so get this, wait a little bit, and go for the bird boost. It's tough, but I do recommend it. So, oh, that was too far to the right. So that's also a thing you have to watch out about, that you're not going too far to the right and then try to go back to the left again, or that you're not going too much, not enough to the right, and you get this, which also loses you time. So you have to be careful about that. Wait there, and boom, get the bird boost. Do not get discouraged if you do not get this bird boost. All I do is go from one edge of the ledge to the other edge of the ledge, and just with like learning how to time it, you can do it. You can pretty much do it. And that's also one of the reasons that I like to have the extra HP, because if you miss the bird here and you're not fast enough to climb like that, you will not die, because otherwise you will have not enough HP. But that's basically 5-2. So now we are going to enter 5-2. So here we're immediately going to cancel this enemy, cancel this candle, spin slash these two, cancel this, and go further. You can do some ladder climbs here if you like to. Like I said, this stage is super Nimpo dependent, so you want to be sure that you're going to cancel everything where you have to cancel. And then when we go to this screen, I do not like this screen at all. So what we want to try to do is kill this one as close as possible. If you're lucky, you get a Nimpo. But that's not... you should never aim for that Nimpo, honestly. Here, I jump right there. And I do a spin slash there, just for safety. Trust me when I say that safety spin is important. Also, the spin slash there, what I do is, like, when Ryu's head is between the line of, like, the 3D perspective, if that makes any sense, like, right here is where I jump and spin slash. Now, I do not have the time to make that movement because of the end pause stuff, but as you can see, we get the tempo and slice. If you do not slice there, you might get hammer brothered and die. So that's why it's super important to do that certain thing. Also here, I recommend climbing and go down. You do not have to be all the way up here. But if you're around this spot, I would say to part of the ladder left, like where you can normally hold on to, there's where you can jump and cancel this enemy. If you have 40, you can also basically do this, but normally speaking, you have 35 Nimpo here. So that's why I say, like, okay, let's cancel this enemy right here. Late jump, slice, late jump, slice, and then we just do climbing. And we wait at the middle of the candle before we get boosted. Do not hold left. So, cancel, spin, spin, climb, wait. If you screw it up, you can try to get that bird boost. But that's not what you're aiming for. And this trick called the SP boost is pretty tricky for beginners. So, do not just get discouraged when you don't get it the first time. It's very fast movement, as you already can see. So I recommend going for the SP boost if you're getting more comfortable with like fast movements on the D-pad. There's also a different way. You can also go from the right side, with this the Chinese way. But as you can see, I cannot do it. I think right side climbing is a lot harder. So I like to keep it on the left. So we just do it like that. So this upcoming screen is not that bad. We're just going to jump in. And we're not going to spin first. We're not going to spin like this, which will also kill the enemy. But the downside is we will lose Nimpo. If we do it this way, we get 5 Nimpo back. And here you can... And the ending of here, you can just jump late and risk it for the biscuit and not get hit. Or you can get the damage boost, which is like this. Or if you have enough Nimpo and stuff, you can just spin slash, like this. Those are all three pretty valid options. Just what I recommend is just look what works for you the best at that very moment. There's a lot about this run as well. You have to adjust with your nimpo and think like, oh crap, do I have enough nimpo for this upcoming part? So here we just jump on the first pillar. Sometimes the bird despawns, but do not think that will always happen and kill that. And at the end we want to have 5 nimpo. Also, I should show you the Aqua's Ascension. I did not do it right at the stairs right there. Kill this and jump. You do not have to climb the ladder. It will automatically cling it to you. So here, this is also another easy boss where you hold left and then AB. What I like to do is, you see that line right there? Just on the left of the pillar. There is where we're going to jump when Ryu is surpassed it. So that way we're always going to kill it. If you're too fast, it will look like this. See? And that is something you do not want. The enemy has 0 HP, but for some reason it's still alive. So that is why we want to be a little bit later. So we're 100% sure that we kill this dude. If you do not have any nimpo, you can just spam it. You do not have to touch the projectiles. If you just spam B, you will just kill it just as well. Now I just screwed it up though. But that's more to do with my doofus head than anything else. But hopefully you do not have to go without spin slash and just do this, because it's so much easier and faster, of course. Now we're in 6-1. 6-1 is all about timing. You have to be close at enemies and you have to get certain nimpos. So this is more like, you can better like rewatch this a few more times better. So like close. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump, kill, kill, jump over. Get this. Late, jump, kill, jump, kill, jump, kill, jump, kill. Get this. Do not get the spin slash there. Kill this. Oh, but as you can see, like, it's all timing based. If you screw up the timing, just jump over and just cut your loss of like a few frames. Get this. Jump already in front of that and jump, so you have 35 nimpo before you enter this stage. Okay, so 6-2. This is where, for the most people, might be the hardest part of the game. But I want to show you, at least in this first screen, there are some very neat tricks that make it easier for you. So, allow me to explain. So, we want to be close at this enemy. Kill, kill, and close. And we're going down on the jump. We're going to throw the swag star, so it kills the dude on top there. Be aware, the Hammer Brothers here can be annoying. And if you accidentally pick it up here, just like I did, you can just throw another swag star there and just continue. It sucks that you have 5 nimpo less, but otherwise that Hammer Brother can really troll you. Also be aware of your jump here. If you jump too early, this will happen. And that is something what you might see a lot in the runs. So timing is everything. And as you can see, I can easily juke that bat. See the 3 stars on underneath Ryu's feet right now? If you jump like this, you have a chance to get hit. But if you jump on the this first half of the star, you will always get a good pattern of the bat. So it will look like this. We're going to kill this, kill that, and throw. Okay, we did not get that part. That's not bad. We're just going to use some extra nimpo. Not the end of the world. This is all timing based. And this is an interesting part. Because we're going to press right to, as you can see, we're going to spawn that jetpack ninja. And we're going to boost ourselves. So it's probably looks like that, right? And if you do it correctly, boom, you will automatically get boost. Be sure to hold up, because if you not do it, there is a chance that you will die here. So do this, boost up. Here we have to go over this crack before we can continue. This is just like in 2-2, where we have to go certain part of the screen, so it keeps scrolling, and that is what that part is all about. So here we can just continue now. If we do not do that, and by the way, you can also do it like this if you're not feeling comfortable about that jetpack ninja boost. But if we're going to do it now, see, we're not able to go any further. So that's why it's important to go over that crack. So you should be able to jump this in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we're just going to jump slice. So jump slice, spin slash, spin slash, spin slash. Wait a little bit and go. This enemy can be annoying with spin slash. Sometimes he will not be in your reach, and what I just try to hopefully do a down B or something, so I'm 100% sure that I actually get that person. And jump. See what I did there? You do not have to go down here and just use the ladder. You can just clip through. Here you get some jumps. Be aware though that here again you can clip through the ladder, which would really be painful during a run where you're on PB pace and you die like this. So be wary of that. And here we have like the same thing once again with the 2-frame rule. Just go up 2 frames and you can go up here. So as you already saw, I got some extra nimpo because normally you have 5 or 10 nimpo here. I will show you also what you can do if you have no nimpo. But for this screen you can just hold right, slice here, slice there, slice here, slice there, and do a boost. With 5 nimpo that will actually already suffice. But let's say that you do not have any nimpo, right? You come here, jump early, kill this dude, and just go along the way of the lines like this. Jump, kill, get this, slice, go and do the spin slash once again. And then you should be good. That's all you have to do. This is the end of 6-2. And this can be a very hard one. I'm going to not show you the hot strat. If you want to see that, you can watch Arcus's tutorial. I'm not 100% how that boost works and stuff. So I rather let him explain it than, yeah, something else. I use this pillar as a visual cue, and when I'm finally behind this this block, basically, then I'm also going to spin slash. You don't not want to get this. It is important to do it early enough, because there's a fire wheels here, and then you will die if you try to boost from here. So let's retry that, right? So we kill this, kill that, and we wait and we boost. That's it. That is the easy way. You lose half a second over the very hard strat, but believe me, it's worth it, because you do not want to lose a run on PB pace just because of that one trick. Okay, so this is 6-free. So we immediately just walk over, just some jumps. While we're on that, just supposing the green block, we just jump. We do that so the bat spawns higher. So jump here and jump again, so you can boost yourself up. Here, by the way, once again, 2 frames up and go to the left. Then we just have 3 climbs here, jump on here and jump on there. And I like to jump when Ryu's body kind of is on like the eyeball, as you can see right there. And what is also important about this part is that we want to lose all our Nimpo for this upcoming trick. So normally I have 5 here, so I can spin slash there and perhaps kill an enemy. And here I just jump constantly when I'm hitting the floor, kill this dude, and that is why we remove the Nimpo, because if I do not do it, you will see what then happens. And that is not a pretty face. And that's that. You will die. So jump before the crack, jump and jump, wait, jump late, kill this dude, jump late. If Ryu's head is suppressing the pillar, jump. So once again, jump before that crack, jump, wait, jump, late jump, boom, late jump. Ryu's head of pillar, go and try to get this time stopper. Get the 5 Nimpo right on that lamp and just go. Cancel this enemy, slice, and go up. So this is the last screen before the final 3 bosses. And as you might imagine, this is a hard section for beginners. So first things first. If you have not enough HP and you're not feeling comfortable, there's a trick you can do. There's HP here, as you can see, but you can respawn it by just going down and going back up. By the way, here as well, if you go up 2 frames, you can just get on the ground, but you can constantly respawn HP here, which makes it very helpful for beginner runners. So keep that in mind. But yeah, that's not how we're going to do it. During PB run, you do not want to go for that. So what we're going to do is jump around here, jump late, so you can get that Nimpo. And here we cancel in a very awful way the Nimpo. As you could have seen, I made a screw up there, so we're going to retry that soon. But you're going to get this Nimpo, and you cancel that Nimpo, okay? I'm going to make a save state like this because we actually need that time stopper for the rest of the run. So what we're going to do now is like jump late. If you do not do it correctly, that will happen. So this is what we want to see. If you're not able to do that, just kill this, get that hit in, and jump. That is another safer strat if you're afraid of getting those sub-weapons. But if you feel a little bit more lucky, you can just jump like this and just look at the apex of this dancer's jump. And when it comes down, that is when I like to use my spin slash. So the clown nose is not that bad. You just hold it right and you just jump. Like, not immediately. If you immediately jump, this will happen. But just... it's just a feeling that you will get. Like, do not jump late, do not jump early. The safe way will be like to jump like around this intersection on the floor, where just like crossing each other. Hold right and just do a spin slash. If you not have it, you can just mash, okay? That's no problem about it at all. So here we go to the thing that most speedrunners of this game dread, and that is Jaquio. You can see that he is going left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Okay? That's very important. For beginners, I would say stay on the left side, please. Like, you're meshing, like what we were talking about first. Will probably look like a little bit like this. So there's no big deal to just keep it around this and keep it slow. Be sure that you despawn the fireballs by hugging the wall here and just go. And if you have to take a hit, take a hit from the fireball and not the hit from Jaquio, because a fireball is 1 damage and Jaquio's body is 3 damage. So keep that in mind. But it's important here to start off the fight by just doing that small jump and a little bit to the right. If you only jump immediately, you will always get a troll flame. See? That one will constantly hunt you down until it goes green. So what I like to do is just go a little bit more to like one small tick to the right is enough, normally speaking. And here's just learning how the timing of your jumps. What I like to do is use the clown nose as a visual cue. When Jaquio surpasses this part, that is where I like to jump and mash. Like I said, for mashing, I like to use my shoulder muscles, these muscles, and my forearm muscles. I have no clue what they're scientifically called, but you will understand what I mean then. Be sure that you do not overdo this. You can really strain your muscles. I've already done it. I have a lot of pain right here. So be sure that you take care of your body. If your body says that you cannot practice it anymore, stop practicing it. Believe me, it's not worth it. Be sure that you tense your muscles so it starts vibrating. And as you can see, the cam picks it up a little bit. So in that way, we are able to do those mashes. And as you already saw in the preview, you can get like a 3-rounder, and that is enough for a sub 12. There are better strats like the plate kill, 2-rounder, and if you are like an insane masher like Becco is, then you're able to do like a 2-rounder on the left side. But that is super hard, so I do not recommend it. But yeah, just be sure that you're never chasing Jaquio as well. This is like a very mediocre fight already, but this was what probably most people's first few fights will look like if you're lucky. And you want to go for a 3-rounder, but 4-rounder is not the worst either. So and that's the 3-rounder. So if you mesh correctly, it can help you out so freaking much. So this is the shrimp, and this is a very interesting one because the pattern of the flying shrimps you saw in the preview are frame RNG. The rest is like in a kind of a cycle-based RNG. This is in a frame RNG. So that makes it very unpredictable, like what for kind of pattern you're going to get. So you want to first kill the head. Ideally, you do it in 2 jumps. I am not good enough of a measure for that, so no, I'm going for 3 jumps normally speaking. But after you kill this head, there are 2 options. You can kill the tail or you cannot kill the tail. For starting runners, I will say kill the tail. Just mash the tail, avoid these little shrimps. I suck at it, but as you can see, now you do not have to worry about this tail, and you can just aim for the heart. This is not how you should mash it, but you know what I mean, right? Aim for the heart. But if you want to go faster, you have to do other strats. And that is when the tail strats are going in. And as you can see, the heart will light up, and that is the cue that you can kill it. You can try to avoid it like that. There are some frames that you can jump on it. I recommend watching Arcus's tutorial for the rich kill. And see, this is why it can be very hard to predict what kind of RNG you're going to get. But what you also can do is just go in and go out. Or if you're a really good masher, you just can trade hits. But I would only do that if you can do like 4 damage in 1 jump. And sometimes I'm able to do that, and sometimes I'm not. So, see, now I'm not able to get it, and you die. But yeah, if you can do like 3 damage each jump, it's not the worst, as you can see. And you can trade damages and that kind of stuff, but as a beginner I will recommend to kill the tail first. And that's basically the tutorial for Ninja Gaiden 1. And like I said, if you have any questions, do not be afraid to hit me up on either Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, whatever. All the socials are below. Be sure to follow that as well. I hope that you liked this tutorial and found it helpful. And yeah, hope to see you around in my stream, and have a great day.